Good morning and welcome back to Concerned Citizens Media. Here are the news for today. This is just the breaking news for today. Mr. David Ibsa, chairman of Oromo Liberation Front and a lifetime freedom fighter for Oromos causes, has been surrounded by Ethiopia's military and federal security forces at his house under the pretext of protection for his safety. His personal phone was confiscated by federal authorities and an attempt to reach him was unsuccessful. According to Mr. Geda Oljira interview with BBC, there is no information who ordered to protect Mr. David Ibsa's safety and from whom the protection was aimed. The family members in and out of the building is also restricted. Mr. Abiy Ahmed administration has arrested several OLF members to damage the OLF's public reputation and to eliminate its challenge in future political election. Several OLF offices have been shut down and thousands of OLF members have been detained all over the country. The following prominent and OLF central political figures are still in jail. They are Dr. Shigut Galata, Mr. Abdi Ragasa, Mikhail Borana, Ensa Ayana, and Colonel Gamachu Ayana. There is also another report indicating that Abiy Ahmed is attempting to form leadership change in the OLF organization. According to the report coming from Addis Ababa, the meeting was conducted in OLF's Gulalle office without the knowledge of Mr. David Ibsa, and in a later interview with the media, Mr. David Ibsa also confirmed about this meeting and not knowing about its agenda and who called this meeting. It seems a coup attempt against him, and this news is still developing. Mr. David Ibsa warned the Abiy administration to stay out of such activities for the safety of the nation. Ethiopia, especially Oromia region, is in a tense situation since the days of artist Hachalu Hundessa and the mass arrests that followed. The talk of opening or expanding the political field is becoming the talk of the past. Prosperity Party is using everything to make itself a dominant party in Ethiopia. Conflict between Konso and Ale Special Worada or district in southern part of Ethiopia over the land border dispute left 17 individuals dead and 9 injured and caused several properties damaged. Conflict between these two neighbors are common and usually settled faster in the past. According to local witness, the current clash is becoming harder to resolve and became deadly due to the involvement of armed groups and people in the administration. The federal police and the military are heading that way to calm down the situation. Ethiopia exposes prisoners to COVID-19. Ethiopian security forces have been conducting mass arrests and detention, especially on Oromos, and piling them in the crowded prison cells. Pictures coming out of Ethiopia's prison are showing prisoners overcrowded in a small room with no facial covering masks. This act is extremely alarming and it amounts to the violation of human protection. Recently, more than 7,000 youths and Oromo politicians were arrested following the death of Hachalu Hundessa. The international human rights organizations, the United States, United Kingdom, the United Nations, Canada, Australia, France, and others must call on Ethiopia authorities to release immediately these inhumanly kept prisoners or follow proper WHO COVID-19 guidelines to protect their safety. The Ethiopian government must also be accountable for using COVID-19 as an excuse to extend its hold in power and facilitating its future political field by eliminating free media, independent journalists, opposition politicians, and others that resist its new political ideologies or policies. Ethiopian government released the two Oromo Americans from prison. Yusuf Bashir and Ridwan Aman were freed yesterday, I think. They were arrested with Johar Mohammed and other Oromos in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, while they were visiting Johar Mohammed's office. Oromo protesters demanding the United States Department to work on pressuring the Ethiopian government to release these two Americans and another unidentified American citizen. Oromo protesters still continue globally to demand the release of all Oromo politicians and free their areas from military command posts. They are demanding the resignation of Abiy Ahmed from power. China retaliates against the United States consulate. America got the payback for shutting down Chinese consulate in Houston, Texas on Tuesday, July 21, 2020, without advance warning. China gave the United States consulate in Chengdu to evacuate on Monday, July 27, 2020. In the meantime, the United States official arrested female research scientist Tang Juan from Chinese consulate in San Francisco, California on Friday, July 24, 2020 on suspicion of visa fraud and espionage charges. The United States accuses Beijing using diplomatic posts to run an espionage network to steal intellectual properties from United States businesses, universities, and research centers. China denies this accusation. This diplomatic breakdown between these two countries could lead to further confrontation if it is not handled carefully for the sake of both nations. Ethiopian government continue targeting and arresting TPLF's major figures in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. The central government authorities arrested Asaye Ambaye, former Yekka town head officer, special commando trainer for Tigray now, Gabramedin, Kolfe town police head, and Haile Mariam, Tigray special force trainer. In a similar way, these officers are accused of sharing sensitive government information with foreign entities. The Abiy Ahmed administration has been trying to minimize the damage or sabotage the TPLF members might do to his newly established Prosperity Party. These are all the news I have for today. Uh, so before I finish, I will share the interview conducted 4 years ago. It is history. It's better to look back to it. This interview is done by that time TPLF uh, major officer, you know, to Getachew Radda, and the then opposition uh, Mr. Lynch Obati. Now Lynch Obati is an advisor for the Bilsagana Party or Prosperity Party. He's working with Abiy and he's defending him. So you can make your own judgment how people are changing from time to time depending on their position, whether they are in the government or out of the government. So I'm just sharing this uh, as for the historical uh, flashback. Let me see.